mimosas are delicious.
They are delicious any time of day, not just for breakfast.
Shaken, not stirred. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're going to cut to the chase, and spoiler alert, we're floating.
We're floating.
Back in the water. Man, it has been a rough couple of months. We were going back through all of the footage, and I categorized them by what we did and the date. And what did we figure out? Like one day in the last 3 weeks?
Oh yeah. We weren't keeping track, but we literally had one day where we weren't doing any boat work or video editing, or like one personal day we took in the last 3 weeks. So no wonder we were so tired.
So insane. Anyway, when we last left it, we had just finished our patchwork bottom paint.
Hey, she's in good shape now.
She's in good shape.
She's seaworthy. She doesn't have to be pretty.
No. The best sailors aren't, right?
You're very handsome.
Thank you. All that was left was to do 1,000 things before you throw your boat back in the water.
So the first thing we did was paint our anchor chain. It had been marked previously. We could tell there was some paint on it, but it had been chipped away, most of it, so it needed to be remarked.
Okay, so it looks like we got about 200 feet total, 100 feet of chain, 100 feet of road, maybe 125 feet of road. We had 125 feet of road, so 225. Chain looks pretty decent, except for this one spot right here. You can see, and I've tried to chip away some of the rust. So I don't know, maybe this one spot was sitting in some water inside the chain locker or something. I mean, it's pretty pitted. I think it'll last for a little while, but if anybody wants to donate some free chain to the channel, clearly
We'll send you our address.
Well, this will get us for a while, and it's at the 50-foot marker, right? So at the very least, if it somehow breaks, we have a backup anchor. We can reattach at the 50-foot marker, and then we've got 150. So what we're going to do right now is paint yellows at the 25, 75, 125, and 175 marker, and then we're going to paint reds at the 50, 100, 150, and 200 marker, so that we know exactly how much chain we've got out. So let's get to that. we need to replace the chain. We know that. It's not in the budget right now. You know, that'll be another project for another day. Yeah. But it's all marked. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah. It'll last us for now.
Yep. We've been on the hard for 3 months, almost 3 months, not quite 3 months. We were getting ready to splash, and I didn't want to be the guy in the slings who's trying to get his boat running. So one of the things we need to do before we splash is make sure our engine still works. We've been on the hard for, I mean, I'm sure it still works, but we've been on the hard for 2.5 months now, and we need to turn it over real fast and just make sure everything's good to go so when we hit the water, we don't have complications. We've already checked all the fluids, good oil, good coolant, fuel's ready to go. So since we're on the hard, that makes it a little tricky. I'm gonna take the raw water intake hose off and put it in a bucket. I'm gonna fill that bucket with water. And then we're gonna start the engine and make sure that the exhaust is not spitting out water. You don't wanna hook a garden hose up to your raw water intake because the pressure water can actually blow water back into your exhaust manifold if it's going too fast, if there's too much. So we're just gonna throw it in a bucket, throw the hose in a bucket and watch it suck water. It also tests the impeller to make sure that's drawing out water. So it's a win-win for everybody. So this is the back end of our engine compartment. This is our raw water hose here. So we're gonna take that off and then put it in a bucket. Okay. Leave that down there. And we have a nice big bucket of water. We're gonna take our little hose and place it in the nice big bucket of water. As a precaution, I'm gonna get a second bucket of water. So if this starts drawing faster than I expect, I can refill it quickly. Our bucket for water, and then our backup bucket for water. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, stop. Beautiful. So, ran like a champ, started right up as expected. This little Volvo turbo diesel just always runs. We've had 0 complaints. Just keep the oil in it, keep the fluids in it, you're fine. So, we spit water. I'm gonna put the hose back together. We're ready for launch. At this point, I guess we were ready to go. And we have some amazing footage from the GoPro. When they picked up the boat, they picked it up off center and it swung sideways. And our keel didn't move at all. Very solid, very rigid. And we took like 8 videos that day. And only one of them, the anti-jitter software on the camera did this with the footage.
Yeah.
So I tried to clean it up. I tried to stabilize it using software. This GoPro driving me nuts.
Our GoPro hasn't been the most reliable, but we keep using it. We're still using it right now. I'm staring right at the GoPro as we're filming this. So it still works, but I think it might be on its last legs.
Yeah, yeah. It's frustrating. Anyway, so we got the boat in the water. We're back in the water.
I can't believe it. After all this time, it's been 3 months, and it feels like it's been 3 years.
Yeah, it was scary getting behind the wheel. I was like, oh, please do a good job. Please do a good job. Let's go get Dan's boat out of the water and then we can get to a slip. You need help getting down?
I don't think so. Well guys, we're back in the water. Everything is looking good so far. And Kate has taken the boat around to our next location. We've got a slip that a friend of ours is letting us put Flo in for a couple of weeks while he's hauled out. And he's headed there now, and I'm gonna drive the car over and catch lines. So here's hoping all goes well. But we're back in the water. We got up the river and we got in our new digs where we're going to be for a week or two, and now we're here. In the water.
just for a week or two. When we glassed the bilges, the original plan was to just leave the bare fiberglass. Epoxy is waterproof, chemical proof, pretty resilient stuff. It wasn't very pretty, but that is what it is. The budget definitely supported leaving it raw. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
So a friend of ours was redoing the top of his boat, and he had an extra half-gallon, third-gallon of all-grip top coat in snow white, and then he had a little can of like desert color that he was using to kind of soften the white, and the reducers and all that kind of stuff, and the converters. So he finished his boat, and he said, "Hey man, I'm not gonna keep any of this stuff. You want it?" Well, heck yeah, I'll take it. So Mesha and I, having never used all grip top coat before, decided let's do the bilges and see how well we can color match. All right, there you go. Okay, for all grip top coat, you mix by volume 2:1 the polyester urethane top coat and the converter. We're actually going to mix about, so we have Snow White, which our bilges are not Snow White, and we have a little bit of desert sand. So we're going to kind of blend 50-50 these two to get maybe the cream color-ish. Again, it's our bilge. We're not trying to be super matchy. And then you mix it with that. And I'll stir heavily and then we'll roll it on. So,
You want me to get you mixing it and everything?
sure. There we go. So what I want to do is I'm going to do 6 ounce. I'm going to try 6 ounces. I'm going to do 3 ounces of the Snow White, 3 ounces of the desert sand, and 3 ounces of the top coat converter, because these two are the same and we're supposed to mix these two 2:1, so that'd be 3, 3, and 3. That'll be perfect. Right, so I figure half and half that and the white, maybe
Maybe a little less.
Maybe a little less, yeah. So let's do 2 ounces of this and 4 ounces of that
Okay.
for a total of 6 ounces. What do you think?
Yeah.
2 ounces of this. Let's see what color we came up with.
Still a little beige.
It's still a little beige. You want me to kick it down some more?
Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt.
We'll go with 12 ounces, or it's 2:1, right? So we'll go, yeah, we'll take it all the way to 12 and then 6, that's 18 ounces. Let's come down here and look.
Hey, that's pretty close.
I think that's pretty close, yeah.
Close. I don't know. It might. The color might shift a little bit when it's dry, but I think that's close enough. Definitely for the bilges.
That's really nice, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, good deal.
We have exactly 12 ounces in the cup. I'm gonna fill to exactly 18 ounces. Oh, not that stuff. With this stuff. I don't know if you need to shake this or not. I don't know what it is. Some kind of goop. Paint, thoroughly blended. Tray, ready to go. Roller, ready to go. Again, we didn't smooth or fair any of this, so this is just a last minute beautification process here. So we put the all grip top coat on there, and I think we matched the color really well.
We did, yeah. It turned out great.
Turned out
I don't know
awesome.
if you take a microscope to it, or if you put a bunch of lights on it, it might be a little bit off. But I think
If you take your contacts out and look at it from space, it's awesome.
if you squint, it's mint.
Oh, there you go. All that's left to do, I got to put the battery box back together. We got to put the floor of the battery box back in. Now that we've painted, we've got to put our shower sump box back in so that we can shower, and we have to reconnect our air conditioning raw water pump, which is in that aft bilge as well. That's what all those hoses go to. And then that's it.
And our battery, the battery floor is another story because we put in so many layers of fiberglass that we have decreased the size of the bilge, and so we might end up having to actually cut the floor, the little battery panel, to make it fit.
We have a dozen little projects that we're going to try and get done before we leave the slip, but we're on borrowed time here. Literally, we're on borrowed slip here.
Right.
So where are we actually? Well, a friend of ours had a slip in a marina just a mile up the river. His boat needed new bottom paint, and he graciously waited until we splashed to haul out to do that work. He volunteered to let us stay in his slip until he finished and went back in the water. And once we cleared it with the marina dockmaster, we had a place to stay, with power, water, laundry, and a week or two to get Flo in ship shape.
All right, well, first things first. We're popping bottles.
Popping bottles.
There we go. It's a...
Ooh.
Hey! It did pop.
There we go. I've never seen a screw off champagne.
The
That's
twist
the good
off
stuff.
popper. That's right, that's right.
Spared no expense.
Well, should we do a full champagne toast before we do mimosas?
Sure.
Okay. I'll just go like a half cup here.
Get our cheap on.
It is. See if this stuff's any good.
Yeah.
All right. To being back in the water.
To being back in the water.
Well, you would think after 3 months on the hard that when we hit the water, there would be a party or a celebration or something, but we splashed, Flo. We went to bed for like 12 hours, 14 hours, I don't know.
We're such grown-ups.
Yeah, they always say you get more done the last week in the boatyard than you do the month prior, and I think that's probably true.
It was definitely true in our case.
Once we had a time and a date that we were splashing, all of a sudden our list of things that had to get done was so long. So yeah, we burned through a lot of it, but
We did. There's a lot left to do, but everything that's left now can be done while we're in the water, which makes things a lot easier.
Yes, yes. So much more comfortable on the water, so much cooler. So, let's make our mimosas now. Apparently it's the bubbles. Because if you have champagne and orange juice before noon, that's a mimosa. And everybody's like, oh, nice. But you put vodka and orange juice before breakfast? Everybody wants you to go to meetings. First off, let me say, mimosas are delicious.
They are delicious any time of day, not just for breakfast. So now that we're back in the water, what does this mean for Flo and what's next? Well, to tell you the truth, we are not exactly sure. We have a couple of different options in mind. We're going to take it to our League of Mariners and discuss it with them, and ultimately they will get to vote on where we go next. Next week, we'll make an announcement on where our next destination will be.
Yeah. For now, we're just really excited to be back afloat on Flow.
Yes.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Come back next week. We'll give you a quick recap of everything that we did, maybe break down the cost of the entire project. We've been at it for a year now. We'll also tell you where we're going and what will be in season 2. Kind of exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah, we're no longer gonna be sitting around fixing stuff. We're now gonna be sailing and fixing stuff. Right?
That's the hope.
Yeah.
I think that's about as good as it's gonna get.
Right, yeah. But sailing is just fixing your boat in exotic locations.
That's right.
So Mesha has a blog that she updates every Wednesday at our website, forloveofwind.com. We also have bios on me and Mesha and the boat and the deck hounds. Special thanks to all our patrons for all the amazing support. They're the ones that are deciding where we're going to go. So if you want to have a hand in where we go and what we do, join the League of Mariners. You can find that on our website, forloveofwind.com.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell and follow us on social media and join the League of Mariners on Patreon. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Not helping.
I'm sorry.
Thank you guys so much.
Stop it. Okay. Okay.